You know, I got a couple Giannis Antetokounmpo videos coming for y'all. You know, it's really only during these times when Giannis does something super spectacular that I even think to make him a video. Uh, but I want to put it out there as far as my stance on Giannis, if it wasn't known, maybe really closer known to my inner circles. But I'm a huge fan of Giannis Antetokounmpo. In fact, probably my second favorite player right now, third. You know what I mean? How to say? Well, give or take. Second, close to a three between him and Kyrie. Of course, Steph is my go-to, my number one. But right behind them, but right behind Steph, and arguably Kyrie, Giannis is right there. Yeah, as far as one of my favorite players, I love what this dude stands for. I love how he approaches the game, how he plays the game. Uh, and to be honest, it's a debate to be had if Giannis is already better than LeBron James. You know, all things considered. I know the LeBron James fans, they like to instantaneously shut down any kind of comparisons and all that stuff. But looking at Giannis's body of work so far, he's done more than LeBron James. Um, I think Giannis is in his 10th year in the NBA right now. And so, just the strength, just off the strength, um, Giannis has two league MVPs in 10 years. LeBron James has four in 20 years. So, on pace. Definitely on pace to best, if not at least, tie LeBron. But with his performance last night, it gave me an opportunity to reflect on Giannis's impact on the game, what he brings to the game. And he set a franchise record last night against the same Indiana Pacers uh, that the Los Angeles Lakers beat in the in-season tournament last week. Sorry, I'm making my coffee. That the Los Angeles Lakers beat in the in-season tournament last week. Same team that, they are one of the top teams right now this early in the season. But the same team that the NBA told us is one of the premier teams in the league, respectfully. Um, Giannis dropped 64 on the dome top. Very impressive game. Uh, Sets a franchise record. I also believe that's a career high in points for Giannis. I think 64 points, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. And we all know that this is a defensiveless era. But you got to give Giannis his respects because we all know how he scores, how he goes about the game as well. Giannis is not, as far as this league, this jump shot league that we're in now, Giannis does not fit the mold. So for him to get 64 points, is dang, and his offensive style is dang near amazing. But I want to say that he ended the night in a very distasteful way. I don't like that sometimes in some instances Giannis gets overexcited. When he talks about LeBron James, that's one of the moments where he gets overexcited because Giannis will say things and do things that are totally and contrary to his personality type. For instance, Giannis has always said that he didn't want to take the easy route, go link up with other superstars and all that stuff. But then he'll say LeBron James is a GOAT, but that's what LeBron James is known for. You know what I mean? Like, Giannis, you decided not to do that, but a guy that decided to do that, you think he's the greatest player of all time. So, that's just not consistent. That's probably the one thing that that kind of cringes me out when it comes to Giannis is his adoration for LeBron. But also now this situation, because after Giannis scored 64 points, apparently it was a tradition of the Indiana Pacers to give that particular game ball to, a player in their organization that scored their first points. Apparently, Indiana Pacers player scored his first points last night. And the Indiana Pacers organization long before Giannis had dropped his 64 points, had made an intention to give that game ball to the player that scored his first points. Now, I'm not mad at that. That's actually a very admirable thing to do amongst the Indiana Pacers, to even have that level of thoughtfulness for one of your players, because you score your first points in the NBA. I'm sure that's going to be a lifelong memory for that player. And to even think like, hey, let's give our guy the ball, just another little monument for him to have and to remember to his moment. I think that's dope. But Giannis, of course, will go on to set a franchise record, and also have a historic night himself. And so uh, he was expecting this game ball to be given to him. Now, again, I don't want to link the Indiana Pacers like they was doing any shady business. From my understanding, this was all um, this was all in good intention. The Indiana Pacers wasn't looking to do Giannis wrong, or they wasn't upset that he dropped 64 on their team. This wasn't that kind of situation. This was a legitimate, we had already decided to do this with the ball, and so forth and so on. But Giannis decided to go after the basketball, y'all. I'm sure y'all seen the clip by now. If you haven't, go see it, because this was very unbecoming of Giannis. This was very distasteful. It starts off on the court. You see there's like a little rummaging of guys gathering, and all of a sudden you just see Giannis beeline for the Indiana Pacers locker room. And of course, the Bucks organization, coaching staff, training staff, all those people are trying to stop him. And Giannis is huge and, very built. He's just trying, fight through him. But it just was distasteful, man. And that's the one thing I will give LeBron. Shout out to Carcino. He made a mention of this. And LeBron James, when it comes to these kind of things, he's very diplomatic, very political. I'm sure he wouldn't be tripping about the game ball if he couldn't get it right then and there. Now, LeBron would probably have Rich Paul make some calls, get that ball delivered to him, bada bing, bada boom. Me, you, and there in the whole world would never even know about it. But Giannis did this, and it was very unbecoming of him. Shows a lack of self-control. And like I say, of all the things that I love about Giannis, and all the things that he stands for that I agree with, I can't endorse this. And for you LeBron fans, this is how you criticize one of your favorite players. Everything Giannis does is just not right to me. And this is a situation where I expect more for Giannis. I'm proud of him as well, but I expect more from him in these kind of moments, because I expect that Giannis is going to have more moments like this in his career. And if he's going to act a fool every time he does this, then it's going to be a very bad look on him. And I'm not going to want to, but I will come back to this microphone and do another video like this. But nonetheless, like I say, I'm proud of Giannis. I'm happy he did his thing, set a franchise record. Something that LeBron James ain't never did, because when LeBron James put up his little 61 points against the Bobcats was treated ash. And that's why I made a mention of these Indiana Pacers are being marketed by the NBA as one of the better teams in the league right now, allegedly. They really giving Halliburton the spotlight treatment and all that kind of stuff. So, allegedly they're supposed to be one of the more marquee teams, and Giannis does this against. And I'm proud of him, man. Like I say, I'm proud of him. But we got to clean up that behavior, Giannis. I hope you look at this video the same way I did, and you see yourself looking crazy. Cause that's all I could think of when I was watching the video. Like, yo, Giannis looks crazy. You too big for that, bro. You know what I mean? And not even in the sense of trying to tease Giannis. It's just a matter of there's a way that you got to do things, man. It's a way that there's a way that you should do things. And I'm of the opinion how you do one thing is how you do everything. Not saying that Giannis lacks self-control and across the board in his life, but that might, it does show a sign of immaturity, and I would hate for more of these type of moments, anything like that, was to creep up on Giannis and diminish his image. Because, like I say, I rock with Giannis. I like what he stands for. But that's all I got for y'all on this one. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. If you've seen the video, tell me what you think about it. What do you think about the historic night? You know what I mean? Did you see the game? I got to see a little rerun of it before I went to bed last night. But yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all on this one. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content on the channel. Y'all are bosses. I'm just hoping the work is getting better, that it's excellent, and that it's approved. Y'all the bosses. I'm the guy that loves to work. Let me get back to work. Peace.